Michelle Furman here with a special report.
And we are following a growing problem in our society today. Doctors who don't know how to write.
Yes, according to the article Writing Like a Doctor by Rachel Tour, more and more doctors are not able to structure their interesting findings into papers that will grab the public's attention.
What's worse is that there's a big chance that the sciences will not be able to improve as quickly as they could if doctors do not improve their writing technique.
To speak authoritatively on the topic, we bring you Professor Jeffrey Lodge, interviewed by our own on-the-spot reporter, Gaurav Gupta.
Now to our live segment.
Hi, I'm Gaurav Gupta, medical correspondent. Accent highlighting your life. So here we have Professor Lodge, and he's an expert on the issue. So, Professor Lodge, why do you think it's important to know how to structure an argument and deliver it through a well-thought-out essay or an article?
Well, I think that in normal conversation, we have our, we make arguments and we take sides and we go back and forth with people and so forth. And we don't always base that on thorough evidence, and what we say is not always the most well thought out. Being able to make an academic argument in an academic structure allows us to not only really know what we think and know what we think thoroughly and know that there's a strong basis for that, but also be able to communicate it with other people.
What has been your experience with college freshmen at VCU and their writing skills, especially in terms of forming an argument?
Well, other than the honors courses I've taught the last couple of semesters, I haven't really taught freshmen for several years. But I'd say with the honor students, just because they're honor students, they've been exceptionally good.
If you're honors and clap your hands.
They often, as with my non-honor students in the upper levels, they often think that to make an argument, you have to take some strong polarizing stand, and through our classwork we work around that. We figure it out, and hopefully they end up understanding that it's not necessarily a strong stand, that sides of an issue are not always polar, or not always black and white, yes or no, up or down, but that there are shades of gray, and they invariably do well.
So, what are some tips and helpful hints in order to develop such arguments and improving writing in the future?
I think the most important thing that anyone has to do, not just students, but students too, is read more. I think we learn how the language works when we read how other people do it. Those of us who teach writing or are in a field where the language is important. We were self-selected very early in life. We decided that we liked to read, and we read a lot, and the language is second nature to us, and writing is second nature to us. Again, many, if not most, honor students fall into that category, I think. And I think that reading, more than anything, absolutely more than anything, reading everything you can get your hands on, reading in every spare moment, is the most important and the most effective thing that anybody can do to become a better writer.
But do you feel that sometimes scientific writing can be overly verbose?
I think that what we have to keep in mind when we're trying to make that judgment is the audience that the writing is intended for. Yeah, if I'm writing in the field of medicine, in any field involved in medicine, and my audience is people in that field, I'm going to use a different vocabulary than if I'm writing for an English major, or if I'm writing for the general public. And that vocabulary, when the general public or the audience it's not intended for gets a hold of it, is going to seem verbose. That doesn't mean it is.
Do you think, when comparing freshmen to seniors, or graduate students, that they have improved in writing overall? If so, what causes it?
The answer may surprise you, but in general, no, they have not. That's what I teach. And ideally, I'd love to say that freshmen come in unwashed and they leave as seniors or go into graduate school as marvelous writers. In some ways they are by the time they're seniors, by the time they're graduate with students. In some ways, it's a lifelong thing. It's a lifelong process. It's where one of these days it'll all click for them, and they'll be good writers if they want to be good writers.
That was absolutely brilliant.
Absolutely brilliant.
I hope you're mind blown as well. Everyone, this was Professor Jeffrey Lodge, and once again, accent highlighting your life.
Thank you, Gaurav, for that excellent insight.
No problem.
But you're not a medical correspondent, right?
Look, just because I dropped out of medical school does not mean you should judge me. Holla!
And now, to show the student perspective on the issue, Gaurav Gupta is on the spot. Go on the spot.
Hey yo. Interview.
Okay,
Hey, what's your name?
I'm Ashley.
What's your major?
I'm BME, Quantum Physics and Chemistry.
Alright, Ashley, Miss Quantum Physics, I see you. I got 2 questions.
Okay.
How important of a skill do you consider writing when it comes to science majors?
I think it's very important to learn how to write. If you want to be a good physicist in the world, like I do, you need to learn how to publish academic journals, and you need to know how to write essays to be able to publish your information to the world.
I see. I hope you see her too. Second question. How does writing in your science class compare to writing in your English class?
We don't read as much, but I know I take great pride in learning how to do everything correctly, and I think that every other student should.
Alright, Miss Ashley, Quantum Physics, thank you very much. Give me some.
Thank you, Gaurav.
Certainly a very interesting problem that we should keep an eye on.
Yeah, Gaurav's so weird.
I meant scientific writing.
Well, for the viewer, we have prepared several tips on how you can improve your writing skills.
Yes, first off, take your current English class and any future ones seriously. Sure, it's easy, but putting in the right amount of time and effort will definitely help you in the long run.
Next, try using an outline when you write. It'll help you keep your argument focused, organized, and logical.
Proofread your paper, story, argument, etc. Most likely, this will help your piece be more interesting and easy to read.
Finally, if you do find something interesting, share it with the world. Be it getting published in a research journal or submitting a poem to a local literary magazine, putting yourself out there will help you develop confidence in yourself and your writing.
That's all for now, folks. I'm Gina Badillo.
And I'm Sorrel Furman, reporting for HNN News.
Have a great day.
Barbra Streisand. Barbra Streisand. Barbra Streisand.